Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. So, we're at the Slog again. Now, I had an idea for how I wanted this area to look, and I'm quite pleased with the way it turned out. It's maybe... Individually, the buildings aren't massively complex. They don't feel complex anyway. I mean, I'd obviously try and do something unique for all of them, bar the wee shed I make, which is shit, but it just needed to fill some space. But I really like the end result. Because the whole idea is, maybe not, I was thinking maybe it was a campsite, but it's not really a campsite, because it's quite clustered. But this kind of weird open barbecue stroke kind of social area, which I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. Using pretty much the buses and the boxcars here, I do have a little bit of trouble getting this one straight, but it does get in right. You're all grand. And yeah, I'm pretty chuffed with it. I left that big ass tree there as well. I did scrap quite a lot of things. Kind of cleared the area out. Don't worry, I don't leave that there because it looks like wank. But I did leave that big ass tree there just because I lax the big tree. I don't know why. For some reason, it just wouldn't go in this one. I was always way too close. I ended up like moving it around. Fortunately, there were no surprise death claws in this one. Or, unfortunately, depending what your stance is on that kind of stuff. I had, my settlement size was maxed out, so... Incidentally, in this settlement, when you use the store weapon glitch, the settlement size actually reduces by quite a hefty amount for whatever unholy reason. As you can see, what I'm trying to do is just kind of make this kind of circular area with the bus and the boxcars. This is kind of a little bit similar-ish, I guess, to the boxcar shack thing, except it's, well, it's not really, just, I put the scaffolding on the front. It looks grand, I'm quite pleased. I'm quite chuffed with how this one's turning out, actually. I'm pondering what I'm going to do with the rest of the settlement. I'm thinking the top of the kind of compound entrance area, I think I may make that as the trading stop. Or maybe, stroke residential, so maybe I might do that in the next video. We'll just start building on the top. The good thing about the scaffolding is we can kind of make quite a pleasant looking way up there. I don't want to go too over the top. I remember my other Slog video, which I really should remember to link. I'll link my previous Slog tour. We obviously used a bit more of the space. I had a big building going around the back, which when I looked back and looked at it now, looks kind of wank. But again, I'm trying to make this kind of feel a little bit like Sanctuary, because with the Slog, it always felt to me like a bit more of an established settlement than, say, you know, some of the more, the homesteads, basically. I really like this technique. I don't know why. It does leave a gap at the top, but I don't mind it. Just kind of filling it on. There's Slogbot just hanging out, doing his thing. I like Slogbot. People have mentioned this before, right? I really like Protectrons a lot. I could use Assaultrons, I could use Mr. Handies. Absolutely love Protectrons. I just think I like the way they just kind of clump around. They just kind of clump. And also, Slogbot actually just walks around that little front area, so it's quite nice. He's chilling. He's hanging out. It's good. Die makes me so happy. I keep redoing this part so often, so sorry in advance. I was like, I should really edit that out, but I didn't because I wanted to show you the nightmare I go through. So basically, what I was having a bit of trouble, so I take them off now because I want to put a scaffolding on there and basically have like a kind of scaffolding supporting a ceiling area. That's the whole plan, right? So then we put the wee railings back on. Because, you know, that's what you would do, right? Thinking I'll have no trouble putting the roof part in. Nope. End up actually using for the first time ever, which I really should start using because it looks nice for kind of outdoor areas. Not this one. That blue one there actually looks really nice because it's kind of this... It just looks like a nice canopy. I thought to myself, for some reason, I know there is a way to do it, and I was just being an absolute moron, I think. I eventually get it in, so it's all grand. I think maybe the scaffolding was the thing that was the issue. So I'm just saying fuck it and taking the whole thing off. Snapping that there. Yeah, I think it was just the scaffolding. Pop it in, like that, all grand. Which is you have to take the railings off again. I probably could have actually left the railings on. I thought I could snap them on. So just say fuck it. Get the wee scaffolding. Sorry about this fuckery, by the way, but you know, you did ask to see everything, so it's your own bloody fault. I still do the thing where I keep scrolling the pillar. Look, just deal with it, alright? I speed the videos up, so it shouldn't be too torturous. was a bit hazy. Don't worry, I do get it in. It's all grand. So see, individually the buildings aren't look massively complex. I do like what we do with the bus, but just collectively it looks really cool. And I'm quite satisfied. Those of you who follow me on Twitter have already seen the Twitter video of what I end up building. It's pretty cool. I also skipped putting the railings on for you, by the way, so I've already put the railings on there, so you're all good to go. So pop the wee staircase on the side, because apparently I couldn't put these on from the bottom. We don't do any decoration in this one as per. I was actually going to do, because I want to put a couple of the picnic benches around, but because obviously in this save I haven't actually done much questing, I realised I hadn't actually gone. You get it from a picket fence magazine, which is in Western Water Plant, I believe. It's the one you do a quest for Grey Garden, sent it there, and I haven't done that yet. And I was like, look, if I go do Western Water Plant just for like maybe 2 benches, it's gonna delay the video by an hour. So I thought, fuck it. So it's pretty cool. I like this. I like what I do with the front here. So I start kind of fiddling around, just because the thing is, you can actually snap, when you do that, you can actually snap things on. So I think to myself, I'll do this. This is going to be a, oh, I forgot, I gotta take that off, I'm gonna put it back in. Both of these areas, I think, probably make this one again, because I like doing it. Or maybe the top one. One of these is gonna be, a restaurant, but I don't know which one yet. It's gonna be kind of like a social hanging out area. I like this a lot. I'm quite pleased with the way this one looks. So I basically end up thinking I really, really like these junk fences reversed. They make amazing support. As you can see, what I've said before is it's maybe not collectively the most complex build, but it's just how these structures have merged together and we're quite pleased by. Incidentally, I do end up having to do that rug glitch thing, which is annoying, but oh well. I'm quite pleased with it. Chuffed. It's gonna look grand. I think I have quite an attachment with the slog, because I like my ghouls. I'm also thinking of getting Strong to live here as well, because I think he'll fit in. Plus, he's a complete pain in the arse. He's actually my current companion, because I'm going to do various quests that I know boost up his affinity really high. But I've deliberately left him, he's actually down near the Forged right now, because I know he will not shut the fuck up, because he's an annoying, grumpy twat. Now, I ended up having to take off all of these bottom walls because of the fact that I couldn't. I was hoping I could just snap the railing in, but it just wasn't having it, to be honest. It was just like, no, mate, no, that's not going to work, which is a shame. Also, I was going to leave the blue little canopy thing in. I completely forgot to put it back on. I put a different wall end on, so I will change that before I start recording tomorrow. I decided to pop another one because I want the ramp going backwards, because it just looks better. See, looks nice. And again, I've mentioned this before, but you can actually snap these on, so it's really good. So you'd have to no fiddling or fucking around with any of the Wii supports here. Just like bam, 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 bam. Brilliant. Scaffolding has made that job so much easier. This is a little dining area, a little seating area. As you can see, I'm trying to make this like kind of just a bit more of a social area. Can't snap that in. Get rid of you. I want to keep it quite open, so I deliberately use the slightly trashed shack wall there. I'm a bit of a knobby session here. End up having a rug glitch it in base. Well, the hold X, select all, malarkey in. Because this makes life a little bit easier. Oh, I do like this one. It's looking pretty grand. Putting the railings on. With this one, I've really gone off with the railing. You notice, I've probably noticed I'm alternating between these 3 rather than all 4. I've just completely gone off the texture of that kind of, that beigey, that light coloured one. The flat one, basically. The one that isn't dark wood. I just think it looks a little bit wank. And I think it just contrasts a little bit harshly with the rest of the railings. I think the other ones just kind of blend in a lot nicer. Like, see, it looks cool like that. Right, so we've done that. Now, this was actually going to be a lot more fancy, and I might do something with it. Or maybe just decorate it. But I wanted a barn here. I was like, oh, yeah, we'll pop a little shed. But I just go for the most dullest, shittest shed ever. So I am sorry. Forgive me. But it'll be decorated nice. You're pretty. All nice. It's basically just a little angled, you know, putting these wee bits here like this. But not everything can be all complex, alright? He says, getting really defensive. It's gonna look good though. Quite pleased. I'm looking forward to getting working on this tomorrow. So I was gonna have it go out here and maybe like a funny angle or something, but because of that shack. I mean, to be honest, I could probably just, yeah, actually, you know what I'll do? Before the next video, or during the next video, I'll actually just, if I just shunt it a bit further here. Yeah, actually, well, I'm such a muppet. There we go, what I'll do is I'll just shunt that to the side and make it a little bit more complex in the next video. Won't take very long. Let's pop these two together. Select all. These are quite generous. You don't actually have to use the pillar on these at all because they're just quite nice. With see with the way they sink in at the end? It's quite generous, so that's pretty grand. Now I want this to be quite an open area. So what I end up doing is popping one of these in here, using the pillar to sink it into the ground a wee bit. Which I just recommend doing, to be honest. Just, you're rarely going to get any flat earth where at least part of that isn't floating. So just as a general rule, with those little campfires, I always sink them into the ground now. The good thing is with this one is I set up I might tweak them a little bit because they are a little bit, I didn't really plan them. I mean, I find it doesn't, like, I've done this before loads, you know, sinking the wooden floors. It looks pretty cool. But I'm thinking maybe I should have actually planned it. Maybe started with one of them and then just kind of snapped them on rather than pre-building it, which is what I do here. And then pillar it, glitching it in. But it does look pretty cool. So there we go, I basically fill out the space without actually necessarily building there. And that's the idea, I wanted to kind of surround it, and then we're going to have loads of, like, patio chairs, not patio chairs, the, what are they called? I was actually talking about them. Picnic tables. We're going to have picnic tables. Snap these on, willy-nilly. I think I was a little bit too clunky with these, so I might redo these. I won't redo these during the video, I'll just kind of tidy up a little bit. Because there's a little bit messy, isn't it? Then I put another one at the top. It's pretty cool. See, it's already looking really cool. Don't worry, I do like a little slowdown tour at the end. It's pretty grand. But I'm surprised because I was doing this and I was thinking, is this going to be good? Because I'm not really going to be building anything fancy. Nothing really, like, I'm hoping the trading area at the top will look quite cool. But just the end result, and I like this, it just looks very, very satisfying. And it was basically exactly what I was aiming to do here. Was basically do this kind of little open area. I'm thinking of having this really colourful as well, so lots of glowing lights. So it's just going to be like this little kind of stop-off area with lots of energy. I don't end up taking that off because it wouldn't get in the way of my bloody stairs. I can sink it back in, it's grand. I don't know if actually anyone will be able to sit on that, but I'm pretty sure they will. I haven't tested it, to be honest. Squeeze it in. To be fair, when I put it in the other time, it was floating a little bit anyway, so we're grand. Yeah, there we go. So, one more addition. And also you can see it at the daytime as well. I wanted to use some of the wire fences. Now, initially, I just try and just kind of, like, plop them in without really kind of glitching them in or doing anything fancy. But eventually I realised, and I'll do it in a sec, is they look a lot better if you sink them in halfway. Because they're a bit big. Whereas the other than kind of like low down, they look quite nice. And I take a load of the stairs off as well. Because now that I've got those on the edges, it doesn't really matter. Also, when you're doing these things, if you're having them like not sunk into the ground, pay attention and use that pillar, not the other one which is pointy, because it just looks really, really lame. I always forget. You'll see me take them off in a sec and be like, oh, for crying out loud. So I get rid of that one. Because it's shit. So I don't cover the whole thing, just a little bit around the edges, just to make it look a little bit more grand. And there's Slogbot. Look at him. Oh, I love him. I love the way they walk. Look at him. He's just doing his thing. Oh, I love it. And I wasn't paying attention. But it's alright. He's got a minigun as well. I'm going to arm these guys to the teeth because they get attacked so much. And it is a complete pain in the knob. In my last settlement, actually, I had the wee Vault Tech guy there. which is great, except he gets killed really easily. And I remember coming back one time, and he was literally just floating in the tarberry bog, and it broke my heart to the point where I ended up reloading, and I think it was I lost an entire afternoon because I flat out refused for the Vault-Tec rep to die. There you go, look a lot better when you sink them down halfway. And they were actually weirdly sinking through the stairs. I end up taking some of the stairs off. Yeah, this is going to have all these guys armed to the teeth. I'm going to have to get some more ghouls to come in here as well. Because I want this to be a ghoul-only settlement. This is Ghoul Utopia. So I'm going to have to set up... I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'm going to set up a little area so I basically just... Maybe a settlement where I basically just have a recruitment beacon up. Set it up, save, set it up, and then just try and get a load of ghouls to come here. Sometimes I get really lucky and there are absolutely shit tons of ghouls, and then sometimes there don't. So I just want to do around the edge a wee bit. Take off the stairs. And toy incoming. There we go. So there it is. I'm really pleased. Like, individually the buildings aren't very complex, but I really like the overall look. When we get to decorating this area, it's going to be like really lit up and very, very cool. It's going to be quite energetic. Right, hope you guys enjoyed that. There'll be another video tomorrow. It'll be the slog again. I don't know which part we're going to do. Possibly on top of the compound, or maybe... I don't know if it'll be 1 or 2 more videos, because to be honest, I might just put quite a boring little greenhouse at the back there. I'm not too sure. Anyway, as always, follow me on Twitter at norespawns if you want to see Twitter videos of what I'm doing, or just kind of send me your builds. That'd be pretty cool. And I will talk to you lovely people soon.